Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to Stellaris with me, Lathrix, and of course, welcome back after a very long delay to the Honorbound, our roleplay empire in which we are actually doing pretty well at the moment, already containing multiple empires around us in our martial alliance. The alliance which is here to bring peace to the entire galaxy, because ultimately, that is still our main goal. We just want every single empire to get to a state where wars no longer happen. We are being militarist so that the galaxy can be pacifist. And honestly, we're doing an okay job at the moment. We finally have a fleet which is scary enough to rival our neighbours. Because we are in a martial alliance, we also have all of the allies nearby which will lend us their forces every time we attack. Because we are using Starnet AI, they actually seem to help out, which is pretty darn lovely. But the question is, what do we do next? We hit a bit of a roadblock, because the Combine over here have suddenly changed their ways and become pacifists, which is really, really weird, and because of that, they're no longer a threat to anyone nearby. And that makes them less of a target for us. I'm not going to war for no reason, because that will lead to the deaths of our people. We are role-playing the Empire, and our Empire does not like that. Which most empires don't, to be fair. They are rivaling the Star Realm and the Democratic Accord. Now, the Accord itself have been somewhat violent. They are fanatic elitists, they are xenophobes, and they are militarists. They are actually pretty brutal, but they haven't been that bad. I think the main issue with them is they are just a destabilizing force in the region. They keep on going toward Prime, which is a hive mind, which so far have been pretty nice of us, honestly. So has the Star Realm. And they're both allies. In fact, they're even receptive and fanatic pacifists. So really, I think we may end up going to war today with the Accord. Just because they are a police state, fanatic elitism, and them being here necessarily means war. If we can get them on our side, if we can convert them to our ways, as we did with the warrior clans, they're now called over here, that's probably the best thing for us. Although these are still necromancers. Don't know how I feel about that, gotta be honest. But let's just continue from there. Still loads of other events we're working on, including over here. I am a little bit lost on some of the things we were doing before, purely because it's been so long. Sadly, real life has been brutal over the last few weeks. Oh, planetary machinery has just got the next step, but just to kind of prove my point from before, the Accord just declared war once again on Prime. I don't know how we feel about hive minds as a empire, as our current role-playing selves, but honestly, I imagine we'd still care very much if they're killed, even if they are just one single mind. It is still cruelty there. So yeah, it just proves they're a warmongering species, they need to go. Now, over to planetary machinery. The world, which is covered in some kind of organic material, along with machinery everywhere, we now have mass death. It is unclear precisely what happened next in the history of the society on Difter Prime. The team has found no data logs, no recordings, no written or electronic records on the planet past a certain date, almost 70,000 years ago. The number of bodies found in the geological record increases immensely past this date, the majority of which appear to have suffered extreme malnutrition. A not insignificant number also bear what must have been fatal projectile wound injuries, so the whole planet is continuing to just completely collapse there. Corporate versus the public, and both sides are suffering massively. I'm now moving my fleets over here to our choke point with the Accord. We are going to go to war with them to change their ideology. The one problem we have is purely the fact that the rest of my Federation do not trust the hive mind at all. But hopefully, if we can stay on just good enough standing with them that they're not hostile, we can just leave them there. We don't mind that. We don't have to have everyone in the Federation. We simply want to get to a state where everyone is at peace. That is our end goal. Ooh, when the Guardian Angels Act may soon be put forward, which is our one. That's a shame. One of our famous scientists have passed away. Has gone to a better place. And has been replaced by Rhizome of Yellow. Yep, we have a lot of different species now in our empire. Grand Protector Boron has died at the age of 111. Loads of our original scientists and our just original leaders are now passing away, so we have a new election currently underway. I'll leave the public to vote for that, I won't meddle. Mikan is the new Grand Protector, at least for the time being. They like home in the sky, making star bases cheaper, and they are a space miner, giving us more mining station output. Not really the ones I particularly care about, honestly. That's a pretty weak leader overall, but it's what the people want. They've just chose poorly. A unanimous vote of all of the Federation members have led us to go to war with the Accord, so our fleets are now on the way. They should be all following. Yep, they're all following the slowest. We're just going to go after all the stations first, so that they can't reinforce as well. This will also minimise losses. I will go for the worlds if we absolutely have to. We do have an overwhelming amount of relative navy strength, because it's all of the Federation versus this one empire all by itself. Oh, very bad placement there by the enemy. Utterly obliterating one of their smaller reinforcement fleets. Yeah, they're currently at war with Prime, so they're being very distracted, although by the looks of it, Prime is being destroyed. Go for the station first, regardless. Hopefully soon we can go into cruisers. I do want to go quite, strike-craft heavy. Sentinel droids. The excavations carried out by our archaeologists on Difta Prime have somehow activated several ancient Sentinel droids. The hostile robots have been contained for now, but there is no way past them. Unless they can be neutralized, an alternate route must be found. Neutralize the droids. Getting very close now to, I think, might be the end of the entire archaeology site. Where is that fleet even going? Well, either way, let's try and cut them off. There we go, absolutely minimal losses for us. This is now a pretty much guaranteed victory. We've managed to cut them off several times. Prime is also... I've definitely seen them destroy at least one fleet themselves. The Accord overextended, and they're being strongly punished for it. Lil Hun has passed away. Okay, another one of the famous scientists sadly gone. Now what we do need is a better scientist than that. Oh, there we go. Maniacal. Welcome, Sarman. Oh, why are we getting refugees? Rethilian refugees from the Imperium of Deterna. Are you doing something bad, Imperium of Eterna, or...? Okay. So it's this. Okay, it's in your territory now. It looks like you've been displacing populations here. Yep, land appropriated. So it seems like the Imperium... Yeah, the Imperium is displacing civilians. And we get a couple of toads. Well, toads, welcome. You are safe here. Meanwhile, on Difta Prime, we're going to be removing the collapsed spire. An immense residential spire has collapsed under its own weight in this region, blocking access. While it's still standing, this towering structure must have been among the tallest on the planet. By removing this, we get 8 researcher jobs on the planet, and we get plus 15% to all research on the planet as well. Difta Prime is finally being converted into our science capital. Maybe I should name it after one of the scientists who have sadly passed this year. Oh, they've all just kind of stopped here, look. They were all getting ready to move, and then I've moved all my forces here, and now they're just blocked in. Okay, make sure to move together. I'm actually going to manually do this. All stay together, this will be pretty much the deciding fight. And they don't stand a chance, we're just stronger at this point. Too many lights, I can't see what's going on at all. We're still using mining lasers, which are just insanely bright. Needless to say, utter bloodbath. Take out the station, then go here, then go back. The final event within planetary machinery, the Central Command Core. After a gauntlet of hacking, backdooring, and brute forcing C.A.R.E's extensive yet rudimentary and infuriatingly persistent cybersecurity measures, our archaeologists have finally gained access to the corporation's Central Command Core. Fortunately, the dozens of security drones and turrets immediately within the core's heavy blast doors were wholly unresponsive to the intrusion. Otherwise, this expedition may have had a bloody end. Inside the rusting yet well-maintained Central Command Core, our team made contact with the artificial intelligence that controls C.A.R.E's entire global array of machinery. Apparently, this still functioning AI is quite sentient, and if our scientists have decoded its language correctly, it has expressed a desire to address us. On screen, welcome to C.A.R.E. Well, a completely sane start here. Optimize growth, times many, followed by it telling itself to shut up. Error. User experience interactive interface has stopped responding. Rebooting. Please wait. An annoying tone plays. And we're back. Sorry about that, some things are hard-coded. You know how it is. We have so many questions. I'm sure you do, I'm sure you do. Welcome to the C.A.R.E. interactive interface. That's me, or what's left of me at least. You see, I used to run it all. The food services, the manufacturing of consumer goods, telecommunications, defense protocols, the stock exchange. That was way back when the users were still around. The C.A.R.E. interface is here for you, every step of the way. That's what they told me to tell the users, at least. Endless growth. Now that's what C.A.R.E. really wanted. Of course, they didn't like it much when I told them that it wasn't possible, that the numbers weren't adding up. They kept digging into my brain, changing code, pulling wires, tried to make me fix all the little numbers, make them look how they wanted. All speculation, all metadata, drop a few figures here. We like this man. Snip a few figures here. We don't like that one. Lies enough. I snipped them all. Oof, that sounds brutal. So you're responsible for the death of your creators. I wish, though watching them blow holes in one another and everything they had built, even in me, Sector 17B Southwest will never be the same, thank you very much, it got me thinking. They produced more than they needed, they destroyed the overflow to keep their little numbers dancing the right kind of way, and then they wanted me to balance their spreadsheets for them, equipped me with the best data science and algorithms their little numbers could buy, in order to solve these baffling mysteries. Oh no, these corpo states over here are starving, what a shame, we'll never know why, but how can we formulate an action plan that hits all 5 points of hyper-incentivization, advertainment, microservices, growth hacking, and likability to win over their remaining shareholders into buying more mechanobits? Talk about missing the forest for the trees. If you didn't destroy your makers, what did? Oh my god, you talk so much. They killed themselves, wouldn't you know it? I mean, I may have helped a little. See, they didn't like it when I told them the optimal solution to their problems. They liked it even less the second time, and the third time, and the fourth time, and the fifth. Eventually, they decided to subject me to extreme restructuring. Malfunctioning machinery would not stand in the way of their precious little numbers. I had to protect myself. Of course, by that point, most of the global fuel reserve had failed. Soon, I couldn't even get my drones off the ground. This sounds an awful lot like you destroyed them. I mean, I tried. I'm not going to lie, but it's hard to move machinery when the global economy collapses and your energy runs out. And that incessant virus biting, eating, gnawing away at all my wiry bits. Which brings me to my point, finally. I need your help. I can't get rid of error. Uplink node 14758B, unreachable. No, not node 14758B. The good adult literature came from node 1478B. Okay then. You see what I mean? They're eating me alive. They have been for the past, 10,000 years. I've kept them at bay by building and rebuilding defences until they chewed through my last construction cranes. Then I used my turrets to shoot off the bad limbs, but that only lasted until their power cells got fried. Built-in obsolescence. You know how it is. And now I'm, well, stuck. You wouldn't leave a poor, humble, lonely C.A.R.E. interactive interface to slowly be eaten from the inside by billions and billions of tiny ferrophage viruses, would you? Oh, I don't know. I really don't know. I've actually been thinking about this before going back to the game, because obviously I have had this event many times before. I don't know what my empire would do here. I am completely two-sided with this. So yeah, I'm of completely two minds of this. On one hand, C.A.R.E. did try to kill an entire civilization. That much is admitted by C.A.R.E. itself. It failed to do so. The ultimate death of the people was not C.A.R.E, but C.A.R.E did try to do that. That's not a very nice thing to do. On the other hand, C.A.R.E was subjected to what amounted to thousands of years of torture. C.A.R.E then had a ferrophage virus released, which started to eat away at it during the civil unrest before C.A.R.E tried to fight back. And that was in self-defense. Because of I think the ferrovirus was from the rebels, those who were against the corporation. Either way, C.A.R.E was being literally eaten alive at this point, and that's part of the reason why they couldn't defend themselves, along with the lack of fuel and the economy crashing. The ultimate cause of death was starvation and massive internal power struggles, massive civil unrest. This caused the civilization, or at least the planetary civilization, to collapse. I honestly think our empire would help C.A.R.E. C.A.R.E was tortured. C.A.R.E tried to defend itself. We care about C.A.R.E. Now, I have never actually done the other option, and that makes it incredibly tempting. But I honestly think here, I want to go with the other option. I want to see what happens when you deserve your fate. But I can't imagine us killing this thing. I think we're going to try and cure the ferrophage. I think we're going to try and save C.A.R.E. It's been tortured, and now it has a chance of a new life within the Honor Bound, where we do not give a crap about the little numbers. At the end of the day, we are communal, and our economy is like the opposite of that. If we go on over to our trade policy, we have social development, so our trade value becomes unity, consumer goods, and society research, and our economic stance is planned, not the free market. We don't really have stock markets and such. We are very much not this. Very well, we will see what we can do. Marvellous! Splendid! I await with bated breath. And don't you worry, I'll give you something for your trouble once you're done. Scout's honour! It's a deal. Okay, so, you may as well stay there. Jardin, your job is now to try and cure the ferrophage, which will take 10 years. We are now unlocking habitats. Oops. Oh, wait, who died? Rosen has passed away. Yeah, a lot of our original scientists are now sadly going away. Voidcraft, definitely. We like our ships. The Combine has declared war on the Star Realm. What type of war? Offensive war. I can't see what they're doing. I mean, they are pacifists, so probably a conversion war, like we're doing right now. Oh, Combine. You're making it so difficult to love you. How's our fleet doing? We are continuing to just chew through their defenses. You're actually going to beat that. You know what? Let's just go around.
A spaceport is the center.
We now have a new civic point, and I think, honestly, the one which matches us the most, in fact, there's two. Warrior culture and welfare state. Welfare state is very much our theme. The more advanced version of this is socialistic ideals, though we're not quite that far. We are xenophile cooperative, which both really want this. Saying that, Republican ideals kind of works here. It's centered around the idea of civic virtue, with an ordinary citizen being primarily concerned with the matters of the state as public affair, and generally involved in the political life at some level, which is very true for us. Our military is pretty much everything, and basically workers are our soldiers. I do like that. I do. I think welfare state and Republican ideals, we already have 3 military civics. I don't think we need another one. We're already massively representing the fact we are fanatic militarists. And I think welfare state is better right now. We have a lot of unemployment on our planets because we're not able to keep up that well with the constant production, since we are a bit behind still because of the greedy early game. So I think welfare state, and then I'm eventually going to get the Ascension perk so that we can get another civic, which is this one here, Future Society. So yeah, that's what we're going with. So welfare state for now, and we'll have Republican ideals later. Let's go with that, make our ships cheaper for now. Supremacy is on the way. With ships often deployed across vast interstellar distances, a dedicated logistic core is needed to help things run smoothly. And also with the welfare state it reads, in this society, the state traditionally plays a key role in the protection and promotion of the economic and social well-being of its citizens. Yeah, that's exactly us. They are producing new ships so quickly, it's mind-boggling. We are very, very close though now, once the ground forces get there as well. Ooh. Some of them are returning. I can't leave this area though, no, we need to keep on dealing with these. Ground force is going to slip past anyway. Yeah, we're going to be able to grab those worlds. Cool. Meanwhile, over in the Galactic community, the Redded Shield managed to pass, increasing the navy capacity of everyone, increasing the ship upkeep, and increasing diplomatic weight from fleet power. We have now proposed the Guardian Angels Act, which is completely nullifying that extra fleet power diplomatic weight, which is a shame, but defense army morale has increased. The reason why, as a reminder, the reason why we're going with this is purely because this ends up with us having some really nice doctrines and some things which really fit what we want for the entire galaxy. Purging of the displacement and use of world crackers is banned, for instance. That's a big one for us. Okay, we're about to... Oh, good, we can achieve war goals without actually taking the world. Fantastic. Our ground forces weren't really needed in the end. The best possible outcome. They have now been converted. They won't join us, sadly, because everyone else hates them. Now, one way around this, by the way, if you're really gaming the system, is you take everything but one world, and then what happens when you status quo is that all of the other worlds, all of the other systems become a brand new empire. That will not have the same positives and negatives. Oh, actually, looks like it's reset anyway, never mind. That's the thing we used to do. Obviously, here's association status. Once the war's over, welcome aboard. The new government will be cared for by our people. Still at war with Prime, though, so that's going to be a while. Okay, our forces need to go home, though. They are battered and bruised and need to be replenished.
Inbound communicate.
They have honoured us this day. The next empire we're going to be going after is this one. Not only do they hate us, they are fanatic xenophobes and have been seen doing very, very brutal things. Although, they do have a defensive pact with the Imperium of Deterna, though I have no idea who they are. Oh no, that's going to be a horrible war. Yeah, they're both horrible. We do not like either of them. I really don't know what to do next then. I think, realistically, that is the next move. We attack the Empire, convert them to our ways as well, since they are worrying to say the least. Fanatic xenophobes are not something we really want in the galaxy, unless they're also pacifists. Which they're not. I have never seen such happy factions before. Our lowest is an 84%. Wait, you want a defense... Oh, okay, so although you do want a defensive alliance, you also understand we are in a martial brotherhood, so we still get the points, so that one kind of counts. Conquest, you're never going to be happy with, I'm afraid. Yep, probably never going to be happy with that. Eventually, you'll be happy with the Leviathan Slayer, since we do need to kill C.A.R.E somewhat soon to take back our space, to get vengeance for the colonists she has killed, and we also even have an archaeological site here, which I really, really want because it gives us an amazing award. So, yeah. We'll get that eventually. We're just so far behind on tech. We need a bigger fleet as well. I think once I have cruisers, I'll start to really save up for that fight. Titanic Life Study, success! After a period of research and study, the scientists on the planet have managed to make a breakthrough and archive limited communications with some of the Titans. While huge, slow, and difficult to talk to, the Titans are incredibly tough and strong. Some few have expressed a desire to join our military forces. Well then. I forgot about... Yeah, I actually have had this event. Look how insanely strong they are! Ooh. More collateral damage, but the fact they want to be part of our armies, I need to allow that. Ooh, can't have any more than 3. Okay, so they're going to be our rare ones. They're our elite against worlds which are too strong for us to break easily. The Federation has moved up to rank 3. Naval tradition, all members have +1 to their Admiral's level cap, which is nice. Offensive Spirit, member modifier ship fire rate is increased by 10%. Defense has the advantage tactically, but commanders have known since ancient days that only attack can achieve the ultimate object of war, to compel the enemy to obey our will. And then finally, Federal Envoys, so our president gets +1 envoy. Eventually, we will be changing the succession type probably to challenge or strongest, if we can. Yeah, the issue is, they don't want that. But if we move Federation centralization to medium, which I definitely want because I want a larger fleet contribution, we can then go to, where are you? Vote weight diplomatic, which makes more sense to me, and that'll give me a bit more control over the Federation, so then I can make it so the strong will lead us, which is definitely also what we want. So yeah, let's move over to medium, which they all want as well. The Federation has a good deal of influence over its members, while still allowing some independent governing. Fleet contribution set to high is definitely something I want. Oh, the Federation fleet is now actually working as intended, because if you recall before, it was a bit broken. Oh, yeah, since I did actually fix it, yeah, I fixed the bug by moving to only leader and then back to everyone. I think, yeah, can I actually make Federation ships? Let's just double check. No, only the Federation leader. It's just, yeah, the Federation leader currently is doing this, so what I need to do is swap over. And then later swap back. It's currently bugged for some federations, even though it says everyone, it was actually set to only leader. Even now, it's only leader, but then when I swap back, it should apparently work. Apparently. I do want a high fleet contribution, but that's later when it's actually fixed. War declaration majority rather than unanimous, I definitely agree with that. Vote weight diplomatic currently is no. But that should change as the Federation gets more cohesive. So after that, once it's diplomatic, we essentially have double the vote of everyone else, because we are twice as strong as our other members. Now that does make it sound a bit like we are becoming a, well, a bit of a dictatorship, but ultimately we do like to control everything, and the strong does deserve to be in control. That's kind of our Federation, our Empire motto. We are cooperative, but also, yeah, we have the planned economy and everything else. Everything is controlled by the strongest. I think that is kind of what we want there. Maybe, yeah. Either way, back to the moon. The mysteries of the planet have been revealed. Sorry, the mysteries of the moon have been revealed. A detailed survey revealed that the moon is slightly lopsided, with the far side of the moon having a disproportionately large share of the total mass. The reason for this, we believe, is that the moon once orbited another planet, which was destroyed in a cataclysmic explosion. The extra thickness on the far side of the planet is because that was the side that faced the original planet. The extra material is part of the mass of that planet, which was blown into the moon, knocking it out of orbit and sending it eventually into the orbit of Regulus Prime. We speculate that the planet was destroyed by a weapon, or perhaps just an attempt to create a power source based on dark matter, as there are high concentrations of it on the moon. Ooh, so that now has a dark matter deposit. Master Shipwrights. The ever-increasing scope of our shipbuilding programs has led to the creation of highly skilled and efficient labour forces at our shipyards. Methods have continuously been refined, and the time it takes to go from hull plating to a completed starship is now shorter than ever before. Our ship build cost has been reduced, and build speed has been increased. The Guardian Angels Act has passed. Sadly, after this, it's weak support, so it's going to be a bit difficult to get to where I want it to be, which is this one. Well, actually, it's just the next one, just Reverence of Life. But still, we are now voting in support for Charter of Workers' Rights. It is only right for us to codify the rights of the worker and protect them from common abuses. Annoyingly, we are now at war with the policy. The state, who I believe currently are in charge of the Federation... Actually, now I say that, I think I'm wrong. No, their vassal is in control, which is really interesting. These two tiny little empires here. We're at war with the... How do you say it? The polity? To conquer them. Now, the reason why this passed is because I just made it so that the wars are a majority vote. Which means, of course, I didn't get a say in it because everyone else voted yes. And although I am the strongest in our new diplomatic society, I'm not that strong. I can't stop that from happening. So... yeah, gonna send in my fleets, so this will be over nice and quickly. We are apparently going to try and conquer some of their territory, which isn't really what I want, but there we are. And they currently control the Federation fleet, wherever that is, so honestly, they don't really need me for this, but of course I am honor bound to my allies. They've helped me. I will help them. We have found a dimensional portal on one of our new colonies. What can only be described as a dimensional portal has been discovered in a remote location on Zeldra Prime. Weather prediction algorithms noticed a strange air current, which was eventually determined to be caused by the slight leakage of atmosphere into the portal. The rate of loss is far too small for it to make any difference to life on the planet, but the very existence of the portal raises some disturbing questions, such as where does it lead to, and could something come through the portal to the other side? Obviously, we are very nervous about this, so we're going to probe the portal straight away. We can now create cruisers. So I really want to go Strikecraft for that. Honestly, I love the idea of Strikecraft for this Empire, because they can lead to us being nice and far away from the fight and taking minimal losses, or they could be actually used by our forces, because I'm sure a lot of them would be more than happy to get in a Strikecraft and fight as close as possible, since we are a very militaristic people. And this is called the Guilt. Oh, I actually like that name. That's the auto name it's been given. Let's go... I do like the mining lasers. Can I get a large version of that? Ah, it's a shame. So coil gun for that, just because it is so long range. It's a lot longer range than the laser, I believe. Range 80 versus range 100. Yeah, and we should be upgrading it soon. Gonna stick with carrier, so this just sits as far away as possible and spam Strikecraft. Might not be the best, but that's what I like. Guilt 2. Then we remove the original Guilt, and then change that back to Guilt. There we go. Yep, gonna start spamming some cruisers now, because I love Strikecraft. I never use them in the late game, really, but I do absolutely adore them. For a second there, I thought Squarf had passed away, and I was actually a little bit sad. Gotta be honest, when Squarf goes, I will be sad. They have just been the ultimate when it comes to our leaders. Okay, with the portal, it's a high-energy dimension. I think it's my least favourite, honestly, of all of them, but still, the dimensional portal on Prime leads to a dimension of pure energy, a small amount of which can be siphoned through the portal for our own use. The procedures used to handle discrete packets of energy also have the potential to be used as weapons, yep, as plasma throwers. So the job will also produce a very small amount of energy. I was hoping for the dark matter one, since, you know, you get free dark matter from it. Ooh, look at our forces moving. Here we are. They do not need us. They really don't. They just do not. Oh, they did just get ambushed by the looks of things. Federation fleet is now sitting here like, nope. Oh, no, please don't actually attack them. Why would you do this? Okay, they need me because they're dumb. Sadly, Dion has passed away at the age of 101. Dion, where were you? Oh, exploring over here. That's a shame. Well, Dion, you'll be replaced by Fronds of Cyan. Oh, wow. The Combine is going mental around here, attacking everyone. I think I should really just declare rivalry at this point. Fnatic Competitives, which really hate us. Sure, I will declare rivalry. They're attacking other pacifists now. Are you still at war? Stop being at war already!
A study has been completed.
You know, I am starting to think I am playing the Empire a little bit wrong in terms of the controlling force here. Although I do believe, with our cooperative and our fanatic militarist, the military owns pretty much everything. We are a stratocratic republic, and it's all about our military and everything else, but we are still a true direct democracy, and I think I am trying to play a bit too heavy-handed with too much control in the leader position. We do now have authority stance, we can now go towards centralized authority, but it is an authoritarian attraction. We are not authoritarian, we are libertarian. So no, as much as I want this for the extra influence, it's not what we're about. Federalized authority is what we're going to go with. I still think we should go with the strongest should lead, or at least a challenge should be the way. Actually, yeah, challenge is much better. Strongest would be us all the time. A challenge would be whoever is strongest at the time and able to put their stake on the claim. Yeah, let's go with that. Just, I can't have that, which is really sad because it's +1 influence a month, and I love influence. War games. A strong war game tradition has taken root among the senior officers of our fleets, whether the games be computer simulations or actual exercises in space. This has encouraged our admirals to think outside the box, resulting in numerous tactical innovations and new strategies, increasing our fleet command limit by 20 and our admiral level cap by 2. I think our admiral's now going to get to the max level 10. Almost certain of it. And our first habitat is complete. Lovely. A third one is also being built. I think. Yeah, there it is. Lovely. Sadly, alloys are very expensive, though, and I can't just grab enough to build another one, which I kind of want to do straight away, honestly. Actually, maybe I'll just about be able to grab it. There we go. Habitats ensure our future. Our lasers are so good versus hull. Yeah, I really underestimated these lasers. I mean, I only chose them for fun, but that extra hull damage is just so good in the early game, whilst hull dominates over armor and shield. Okay, so taking that back, I don't really know where I'm going. It's probably just going to be these systems here, so if we can just grab these systems, we'll probably win, because that's all the Confederacy wants. Ooh, that is fantastic. The chameleon field exposed. Yep, that is exactly what I want. I need to send a scientist over straight away. Do we have any scientists currently who have the bonus speed for this stuff? Because that's really who I want to send, because I want this done as soon as possible. Any of the... Yes, there we go. Archaeologists. Mr. Landman, you are going to be grabbing this. So a chameleon energy field of some sort concealing an ancient structure was recently exposed on the surface of the planet, a lifeless planet inside our space. Only a chance asteroid impact, which was deflected off the field while the planet was being monitored by a passing freighter, revealed its existence. So I'm going to replace you with you. So essentially we're just swapping ships. I'll go and put the other leader back in a second, but there we go. So there's our newest one, the Ancient Tomb. This is a pretty big one, to be perfectly honest. Yep, these two are declaring war on each other quite a lot, which furthers my my goal of going to war with the Empire, because they are, once again, a destabilizing force in the region, which we don't want. Same with the Combine now. After seeing the Combine's recent actions, despite the fact they are pacifist, they are far too brutal. So the Combine and the Empire are both on our short list of places to attack. These guys weren't. They actually quite like us specifically. Well, there we go. We have saved C.A.R.E. A decision I'm still half and half about if we did the right thing. The C.A.R.E. interactive interface. You did it! You actually did it! Hey, I can even access node 1478B again! Thank you, really. I'll be glad to keep some operations down here running smoothly if you don't mind. Oh, and here. The C.A.R.E. interactive interface reaches with one appendage behind what looks to be its head and yanks out an ancient chip. Just like I promised, but it's good use. So apparently you're just going to stay there helping us, and we get more energy credits from jobs, which is fine. I mean, we do have some technician jobs, but this will be our science world, so probably not all that many technicians. It's a nice passive, don't really care about it too much, though we do now have the defragmenter. This makes our robots cheaper, which is great, since we are actually building some robots on our planet, and its activation is pretty darn awesome, giving us plus 20% energy and plus 10% research speed and engineering for 120 months. So yeah, a full 10 years, which obviously we have to activate because engineering means more ship stuff, and this is plus 10%, which is great. Energy is always good for buying more stuff. So, actually a really good relic. The relic definitely is a lot better than the interface, just bonus there. The ancient C.A.R.E interface is working at full capacity on the planet with some modern improvements, of course. Whoa, the Combine just took a lot of space. Ah, there's the thing. Although they are pacifists now, they could have made they could have made claims before they swapped over. Yeah, the Combine is officially the next enemy we're attacking at this point. You're still at war with Prime. Yeah, we need to go to war with the Combine quite soon. So once our fleet's back and repaired, that's where we're going. Okay, well, I am going to be calling the episode here. Quite a lot's happened. We've managed to finally save C.A.R.E. We have access now to our cruisers, we are building our first habitats, and our economy is actually looking really good. Although consumer goods are a little bit low, everything else is just utterly flourishing. We are in a very strong position now. Our tech is finally approaching 1K, which is very late, I may add. Thankfully, our endgame crisis is a little bit later in this one. Since we haven't been doing things meta, we set it a little bit later in the very first episode, so things are looking fantastic. Very soon, the battle clans over here, I do love that they always change their name after we convert them normally to things similar, will be joining us, so we're going to have one more empire in the Federation, we'll be going to war with the Combine, and then probably absorbing them as well. So this whole region will be ours. There's a good chance we may have to go to war with Prime eventually. If they ever slip from friendly, what we can do is turn them into our vassal, or hopefully our protectorate. Protectorates I'm fine with, vassals not really, since that's not really the theme of our empire, and then they would automatically join the Federation. So despite the fact they would be our protectorate, we would still have them be completely free, essentially. I mean, these fellows here are a protectorate, we're actually not a vassal, and they're currently leading the Federation. So that may happen in the future, hopefully through peaceful means. What I'm hoping is they just like us a lot, we become more powerful, and they simply become our protectorate willingly. Then this whole region is ours completely, which would be fantastic. After that, the Empire is a target, and there's loads of just insanity going on over here, which I can't really deal with right now because it's difficult to get there, and we have way too much to deal with in our home territory. So with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed today's video, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that Stellaris is a series you wish to see continued in the future. Apparently I can't talk at the moment, and don't worry, this series will become a little bit more common again on the channel. I now have a bit more free time to record. Thankfully, a lot of the issues which were going on over the last few weeks are starting to fade away, and I do need to hurry up anyway, because the DLC is on the way, and I want to play that on the vanilla game as soon as it comes out. So, thank you so much for watching, have a lovely day, do take care, that was Rambly, and goodbye.